Down here in the asparagus patch, it's a quiet but magnificent time with trouble brewing on the horizon. It would make a great Western novel at this point. But just a brief check-in with where we've gotten to at this point. We have our new asparagus patch over here, and I've pretty much finished tilling it up. I have a few sections down there I still need to work on. But you can see the soil is all piled up around it. A perk of the hilling is that it actually kills most of the weeds because you're pushing the soil up and sort of turning it over. You can see there are a few in here. This smartweed here, I'll sort of pull that out now. But mostly, this patch is just in maintenance mode. You're just sort of watching it to let it do its ferny asparagus thing. You're looking at, you might get a little bit of harvest out of this next year, but mostly we're letting it grow. Over here on the other side, I have my patch that's a year older. You can see it's still sending up some new stalks. At this point in the year, if you see any that are still big enough to eat, you could still eat it. But I'm mostly letting it grow so that it can put more energy towards next year. That's part of the game with asparagus, is you really want it to put energy towards next year. There's some interesting things going on too. This is a great place to see how the asparagus starts, is the stalk we all recognize, and then it turns into this frilly frondy thing. Let me pull this one over. And with this one, you can see how the asparagus is starting to fruit. It's funny, I theoretically bought a hybrid asparagus that wouldn't fruit, but it does happen that some female plants do get mixed in there when you get a hybrid asparagus. It's not really a big problem. They can get a little bit weedy, so it's just something to watch out for in the future, that the asparagus might get weedy. But really, as long as you have a disease-resistant productive strain, it's all good. But once again, we're sort of sitting and watching it, letting it grow. You can see that these bigger fronds are sort of lodging, which is the word for falling over. That's okay, you could put up a trellis. I wouldn't do anything drastic to them because you don't want to break them off. I did break one off the other day. It's not the end of the world. I'm mostly just letting mine go and letting them grow because they're still photosynthesizing when they're on the ground. The other thing going on in the asparagus patch here, we'll take a look right behind me on this older stalk. It's turning kind of yellow and brown here. It looks like it's getting defoliated, and that's because it is. The dreaded asparagus beetle has been spotted here, and we have examples of both the beetle and the eggs. The beetle is this funny little orange color that has like black and white striping on it. And the eggs are these little black lines dotted along the fronds. And when it hatches, it can be pretty devastating to the patch. So this is a bug that you actually want to reach up and squish when you get the chance. Even better than squishing the bugs, though, is finding the eggs and stripping them off before they even hatch. This is something where you want to look through your patch and check it out to sort of avoid the trouble on the horizon of a real infestation. Other than that, just keep watching, just keep learning and keep growing, and the asparagus patch is well on its way.